Hey guys, we're back. This time we're at the spa. Give me a minute. Trying to get everybody set up. Instagram, hey Instagram. YouTube, hey YouTube. And now we're doing Facebook on this third device. So give me a second, y'all. And we'll get right back into it. Okay. Okay, hey Facebook, we are back. Okay, everybody is now live, all three platforms. We are, hey Major Braid, thank you for coming. We're gonna go ahead and get back into leasing a space, and I left off, we were talking about point number 3, which were lease agreement essentials. I talked to y'all about some common lease terms, you know, your rent, your duration, your renewal options. And then I even talked a little bit about negotiating the lease terms and the things that could be listed into your agreement. If you didn't catch those, go back and look at part 1 of leasing a space. It's literally the previous post. I just had to cut it short. Y'all give me a second. One of these devices is about to die, so we need to put it on a charger. There we go. I wanted to say one other thing about your lease. You're signing a lease for a space and you're paying a certain amount of money for it, right? If you have a lease that is not month to month, so that means it's for a set durations for your 6 months, your 12 months, your 18 months, your 2 years, 3 years, or 5 years. You are saying you are responsible for the rent for the full duration, for the full 5 years or less, whatever that is. So if you are halfway through your lease, you start running into financial trouble. You can no longer pay your rent. You are still responsible for the dollar amount per month through the duration of that lease. That was a legal contract that you signed. So that owner or that landlord can come after you financially for those funds. And if you operate as a sole proprietor, they're going to come after you and your personal assets to get the funds they are owed. If you are a limited liability corporation, so an LLC or a corporation, they can come after your company for those funds. If you don't know what that means, you can book a clarity call, or we can break that down a little bit more for you in depth, or you can actually just speak with your lawyer, which you should have on your dream team. So when you have little issues come up, you have somebody to consult. And I've known you need, let's take a break on leasing for a space, and I'm gonna give y'all some real nitty gritty information here, personal, true story. You should have on your dream team some sort of financial advisor, whether it's an accountant, a CPA, somebody you can go to with financial matters regarding your business. If you have questions, concerns, they can help you address them, especially when it comes down to tax time, when it comes down at the end of the year and you're actually just doing your own books and you're trying to determine how profitable you were. You need somebody on your team that can help you understand those sorts of things. You should have a lawyer on your team. A general business lawyer is great. But they should have some kind of working knowledge on a variety or a myriad of topics for business. For example, if you are, you started off as a sole proprietor and you became an LLC. Again, I'm telling y'all a true story. That's me. I had a general business lawyer, somebody I can contact if I had questions or concerns. Well, in 2023, a lawyer contacted me. I was being sued for patent infringement. Y'all, I about fell out my chair because I was like, patent infringement? Oh, never. Long story short, a coach, another spa professional who made a good amount of money in the world, has some good experience. I was following them. They went over to China. They bought a bunch of products. They brought them back. They sold them to a lot of estheticians and other spa professionals here in the States. I bought one of these products. I bought, I think, 10 units of one of these products. And at that time, this was probably like 21, 22. No, this might have been 20. This either was right before COVID or right after COVID started, so it wasn't as extreme. Nonetheless, I bought this product, and I'm not going to say the product name. I bought this product, and I listed it on various websites. Like I have my business page, Your Skin Goals, which is through Shopify. I have different platforms. I think I was working on some other things. I was working with Etsy. which is handcrafted, because y'all know I was making skincare products well before I became a licensed esthetician. So my products are up on Etsy. So this product I bought, I listed it on Etsy. Etsy had changed their program or their platform to where it wasn't just handcrafted by you. You actually could work with partners, somebody else make the product, and then you guys work together and sell it. So this product that I bought, I was able to list on Etsy. I was able to list it on my website, and it was an item I sold directly in the spa. Well, this item looked like another product out on the market. In 2023, in February, this product became patented. Now, mind you, I got this in 2020, so it had been up on my site, but I had sold like maybe 3 of those items. So 7 of them are still sitting on my shelf in storage. They weren't physically in my spa because it wasn't a hot ticket item. It wasn't something I was generally interested in pushing. No, I'm not gonna tell y'all what the item is. Y'all are like, tell me the brand. No, tell me what it is. No, some product. So the product was actually sitting in storage because I really wasn't pushing it. Well, this company hired a lawyer, and this lawyer did their due diligence, and they scoured the internet, and they mostly looked for small businesses, unfortunately. They were looking for companies that were selling just through PayPal, selling through Walmart.com, selling through Etsy, selling through Stripe, selling through whatever. And then they, quote unquote, attempted to buy it from numerous people. Now, several people were able to sell it. They did not attempt to buy it from me because I actually had not had it active. Now, it turns out it was active in one place, but I hadn't sold it. So Etsy contacted me and Stripe contacted me. Those are payment processing systems, if y'all are unaware. And they both said, we have been contacted by this brand's lawyer. They said you are subject to patent infringement, so we're shutting down your payment systems. So you can't process any payments until that lawsuit is resolved. Now, that was my Etsy account, which still made money, and that was a Stripe account, which I just used as a backup payment processor. Now, my main payment processor was Shopify. This product wasn't listed on Shopify. So I'm now thinking, this can't be fake because they have shut down 2 of my payment processors. This has got to be a legit situation. So I contacted my lawyer and I was like, what do you think? And she was like, we need to get a patent lawyer. We need somebody who specializes in this to give you the best information. So I started searching for a patent lawyer. So this guy I met, sweet, sweet older gentleman. He helped me resolve the issue. I was dismissed from the case. Praise God. Like, seriously. Y'all don't play with patents. And if you have a product, I can't give you the breakdown of what can be patented and what cannot be patented, but if you have something that you think is extreme, that should only have your name on it, then you should work with a patent lawyer to get it patented, trademarked, copywritten, whatever the case may be. But nonetheless, this gentleman was really, really helpful in getting my case resolved and getting me dismissed from the case, but this guy became a part of my dream team. And he told me, your company looks great. I love what you're doing. When you get to the point where you're ready, and he said, I don't encourage you to wait. Go ahead and call me and we'll sit down and we'll get everything started. So that man became a part of my dream team. I encourage you all to build a dream team. So people you can consult when you have issues, concerns, or questions. Okay, long story, short story, over with. Let's get back to the subject at hand. So the point is, you want to be able to take this information to your lawyer and say, hey, this is the lease I'm looking at signing. These are the terms they want. These are the things I don't like. Help me come up with some comparable items to put in, something that benefits them but also benefits me, or the things that were more harmful to me but more beneficial to them. Let's fix it. Let's make it where it's not just one-sided. That's the term I'm looking for, one-sided. Let me look at my list. Your lawyer can also help you work in better terms, such as free rent periods. For example, my first lease I signed were my first own space and not just me renting a room by the day. I was, I think, moving into the space March 1st, 2022, I think is when I was officially moving in, but something told me to go and ask the guy if I could have 2 weeks unpaid rent at the end of April. So the last 2 weeks of, February, the last 2 weeks of February, I want to move in. You're not going to charge me rent. Rent won't be collected from me until May 1st. And the guy was like, oh, I don't know. Let me think about it. Let me check with my team. And he came back and said, yeah, we're going to do that. You're going to go ahead and sign a 1-year lease. It's going to be effective 2 weeks into February, but your rent does not actually start until March 1st, and it's going to end the end of February of 2023. That was the agreement. So those 2 weeks allowed me time to move into the space and get it pretty. And I don't know if y'all have seen pictures. If you go to J Fields Co, my Instagram page, you can see what my previous spa suite looked like. It was all white and had cabinets on the walls and on the floors. The cabinets on the walls had to be installed. I needed somebody to come in, drill specific types of holes and low weight bearing nails, screws. Y'all, that ain't my lane, so that wasn't me. I had somebody come in and do it, but they had to be held up by a certain weight to make sure it was safe for me to put products in it, because I loaded these shelves down and we didn't want it to fall on top of me, a client, or on my equipment and crush it. So those are the kind of things you can put into a lease, rent-free periods, but usually you have to do something. So I was signing a 1-year lease with this gentleman and he was willing to give me 2 weeks free rent. Other things you can do, tenant improvements, where you can say, okay, I want to pay less of a deposit, or not less of a deposit. I'll pay more of a deposit, but I want you to take that money and I want you to improve this space. So like right now, it's just bare bones. So it's just sheetrock. The floor is not installed. There's no plumbing installed. They can take that money and then get your floors installed, get your walls painted, and get plumbing installed. Those are tenant improvements. So things that you can do. It gives you money back to be able to improve your space. Those are all things that can be added into your lease agreement. You just have to ask. Is it possible? What options do you have? Most of these places that are leasing commercial spaces are used to this and are used to and willing to negotiating terms. And a lot of times, the longer you're willing to stay with them, the more they're willing to do with you and for you. Okay, so we're going to keep going. That was 3 lease agreement essentials, and we were talking about negotiating tips. I gave y'all some quick tips on that. So the next thing we're going to talk about is 4, legal and compliance considerations. Understanding zoning laws. If you are going to be building out a space or you're getting a space that's solely for you, you need to make sure the type of business that you're bringing in is legal to be zoned in that area. Like as usual, I always talk about Houston, Texas, because that's where I live and I know those are the laws I know. So specifically 3rd Ward, Midtown. It's a beautiful area. It's up and coming. It's a residential area technically, but slowly but surely more commercial businesses are coming in. Now, we don't have zoning laws in that area that prevent that, but you need to make sure that whatever area you're trying to take your business to, they don't, because sometimes some places may say, okay, this is strictly residential. You can't bring a spa in this space. You can't do yoni steam. You can't do facials. You can't do waxing. You can't do nails. You can't do hair. You can't do whatever. So you need to make sure what zoning laws are applicable to the area you're looking to bring in your spa. The next thing, securing permits and licenses. Please, please, please look into what permits and licenses are needed for operating your spa and that you get them before you start taking clients. Specifically in Texas, over the past 3 years, those rules have changed. In 2019, when I opened my spa, you had to have your license to practice. So I had to have an aesthetics license. But because I was only renting a room by the day, I did not have to have a facility license. The lady who owned the place had the facility license and I was renting under her. Now, fast forward to 21. I apologize, y'all. I moved into my space in 21 because I stayed there for 2 years. Fast forward to 2021, when I moved into the space, I rented a room inside of a wellness spot. It was technically a gym in the center, and he rented out all the rooms on the outside to other businesses. There was like a nurse practitioner, there was an IV hydration nurse, there was myself who operated a spa. Then they brought in another wax lady, there was a nail lady, different businesses like that. The owner had this idea. He wanted to make it a one-stop shop for people to come in and be able to take care of their whole body, health and wellness wise. So anyways, in that building, I needed a facility permit because he was a gym. He didn't have those licenses for me. So I had to apply through TDLR for that license. The license was good for 2 years. And I think the cost was very, very reasonable. It was like $50 to $75 at that time. But in 2024, so now we're fast forwarding 3 years, when I moved into this facility, I found out they had done away with that type of license. And instead, the facility who rents the rooms had to have a very specific license in order to rent a room to you. So do you see how the rules change constantly? And unfortunately, what you can't do is get off on the rule of I didn't know. So let's see. I moved out of my previous space in 22. And I was looking for a new space for a while. So in May of 2024, when I was preparing this space to move into, I got a call from an unknown number, and he called the spa directly. So as typical, I answered the phone. "Thank you for calling J. Fields Calling Spa. How may I assist you?" And this gentleman said, "Hello, I'm with TDLR, Texas Department of Licensing and Regulation. We are here to tour your facility and make sure you're abiding by the rules." I was like, "You're where?" Because I'm just getting a new facility together. He's like, "Well, I'm outside of inserting my previous address that I'm not going to do now." I said, "Sir, I don't have a license for that building. That license expired in 2022, and I moved out of that space right before that license expired." He went, "Oh, thank you so much for that information." I can just imagine him writing, "Thank you so much for that information. That's the information we needed to know. Have a great day." Boom. He hangs up the phone, and I'm sitting here thinking, "Oh my God, is this what they do?" They may not come and inspect your facility as soon as you get a license or as soon as you move in, but you better believe they are checking to make sure that your facility is up to the permits, the licenses you need that are required, or if they just randomly tour businesses and say, "We're here to inspect. We want to make sure you're legit. We want to make sure you're legal." So it's your job to make sure that you're following those protocols. So let's keep going. We're talking about legal and compliance considerations. Actually, that was the end of that one. Now we're going to move on to designing your space. So let's say you found a space, you found out the zoning laws, you can lease there, you read through your lease, you and the landlord or the owner have come to agreements, you both signed it. Now let's design your space. So layout and design. You want to make your space functional, and you want to make it aesthetically pleasing, especially if you are going to be working with ladies. Women are into the aesthetically pleasing. That means pretty to the eye. I don't know if y'all can see it, my beautiful plant behind me. I am all about the earth tones. So I have greenery in my spa, and my brand colors are actually brown. So those are the things that you're going to see in my spa. You want to come in, it's usually white, greens, and browns. Those are the variation of colors that you see. When you come in, I want you to just feel relaxed. I always have aromatherapy going, so you're going to smell the different scents. That's what I want you to see when you come into my space. So sit down and think about what you want people to see, smell, hear, and all of the above when they come into your business. So you want to just think about senses wise. Now, obviously, when they first walk in, they're not going to taste anything, but they're going to see, they're going to hear, they're going to smell, and they're going to touch things. So you want nice, soft materials. Especially when clients are going to be laying on your bed. You want your bed to be soft and comfortable. Even if it's just a wax procedure, nobody wants to be uncomfortable during those services. You can offer snacks and beverages, then that's your taste. But think about how you want your spa to lay out. When people first come in, do you want them to come into your front desk area, your retail area? And then do you want them to be led down to maybe your quiet area, your changing room, where they're going to change out of street clothes and into a spa robe and slippers? Where's your bathroom located? Where are your treatment rooms located? Do you want your treatment rooms in the back of the spa, so they're typically away from the front desk, so where people are going to be talking and checking out, and front doors opening, and potentially people hearing foot traffic or freeways or car noises? So think about the functionality of your business and the services that you're offering so that you can design your space that way. And again, keep in mind what your brand identity is. Bring in those colors, those scents, bring in those textures that are going to be able to be identified with your business. Excuse me, y'all, let me get a drink of water. Think about Target. Think about Target. When you walk in Target, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? For me, typically when I walk in, I see red. And usually the front door that I walk in is the side where they have the little $1, $3, $5 area. And then there's the big spot, the dog. That's what I see. I usually smell coffee, which is on the other end of the store. So I have to tell it to Starbucks to give me something to drink. It usually smells clean. Think about these things. When you walk in some of your favorite stores, your favorite businesses, what do you see? What do you hear? What do you smell? When you think about the senses, they evoke emotions. What emotions do you want to invoke upon your potential clients when they come into your space? Those are the things I want y'all to think about when you're designing your space. Now, keep in mind compliance with health and safety standards. You want to ensure your space meets all health and safety regulations. So for me, not inside of my actual treatment room, but I have a back area here at the spa where we go and we do further sanitation on our tools. For example, when you come in for a Brazilian wax or a wax service of any appointment, I always pull out a little pair of scissors and a little pair of tweezers. And this is in the event you have ingrown hairs that I need to get out, or you have short hairs, like say you shaved before you came in for a wax. Shame on you if you did. Y'all know we need a little length grain of rice hair so we can get it all the way out. But say you shaved before you came in, so you have some short hairs that my wax is not going to catch. But because I want you to go home hair free, if I can see it and I can get it, I will. So I use my little tweezers. But my tweezers and my scissors, say you come in with really long hair, whether it's underarm or in the vagina area, I might trim you down. So I need scissors. I don't use disposable scissors and tweezers. I use reusable ones. So at the end of the service, I rinse the tools off and I clean them with soap and water, and then I put them in barbicide. And they have to sit in barbicide a minimum of 10 minutes, but they typically sit in there for the duration of the day. At the end of the day, they come out of barbicide, they're rinsed off. Then they're put in a sterilizer. And from the sterilizer, they're put into, this is where my tools are. They're put into sterile bags. Let's see, my scissors, my tweezers, so everybody can see. So those are some of the health and safety regulations that I do here. So if I'm designing my spa, I'm going to be thinking, where is all of this equipment going to live? Because the sterilizer has to be plugged up, so it needs to be near a plug. And in the spa and treatment room, typically every one of my plugs are taken, and it's a relatively decent sized piece of equipment, so it can't go in here. Now my barbicide container is relatively small, that can go in here. Do you have a sink in your room? Do you need a sink in your room? Thinking about the functionality of your business, health and safety wise, and making sure you're performing the best services you can. How does your spa need to be laid out? How does your facility need to be built out? Those are the things we want to keep in mind. So let me check real quick and see if we have any questions as we keep going, because I'm about to shut this down in about the next 10 or 12 minutes. Okay, so let's keep going on to our last point. Building a strong relationship with your landlord. You want to have good communication and make sure that your expectations are the same as the landlord or the owner. Have open communication with your landlord. When you first start discussing the place, make sure you're introducing yourself. You're the owner. You're going to be the one who's contacting them. And then if you're not going to be the one that's contacting them, making it clear, okay, my spa manager is going to be the one contacting you. It's going to be me or the spa manager. That person is this is their name. This is their contact information. When can I contact you for concerns? So if I'm here at the spa at 9 o'clock at night, because I do late clients, emergency clients, whatever service it is you have, and the power goes out, can I contact you? Okay, if I can't, who do I need to contact? You want to set clear expectations so when issues arrive, you're not scrambling to try to solve a problem on your own, that you have the resources available to you. They may have a handyman they want you to call versus them. So who is that person and what are their hours? What are their contact information? So those are the things you want to keep in mind. Setting clear expectations will allow you to resolve issues correctly and proactively if necessary. Okay, so that was it for pretty much all the information I want to share with y'all on leasing a space. For those of you who are watching me live, I just want to say thank you so much. For those of you who are catching the replay, thank you. If you will, comment replay so that I know you're watching a replay. And as those of you who are watching it live, I told y'all I would not have time to go back and repeat everything. If you have questions about any of the information that I've covered, drop them in the comments and I will come back in and answer them for you. I wanted to just give y'all a couple other quick announcements. One, please like, follow, and turn on notifications so you know when I go live, so that when I'm giving these great information live, you can actually ask me questions in the moment. You don't have to ask me questions later. I also want you, if you know other estheticians or people who are in school aspiring to be an esthetician, share my page with them. Because again, I've been in this industry for quite some time. I have made mistakes and I have made a good amount of money. I want to help you make more money, less mistakes. So that's why I want y'all to get the information now while you're in school or as soon as you're licensed. So don't keep the information to yourself. Make sure that you are sharing it. Okay, and the next thing I want to share with y'all are a couple of resources that are available to you. One, my profit plan. It is absolutely free. If you click the link in our bio or go to thejessicafields.com, you can actually download this. This profit plan gives you a breakdown on things you need to start working on today to become profitable in your business on day one. And the next thing that I want to make available to y'all is another resource, and I actually just finished it. I told y'all about it last week. It's our comprehensive business development course for estheticians. It launched on Sunday. It is a 90-minute video lesson with a companion PDF notebook. It gives you the entire presentation and other notes and information to share. Let me just give you all really quick. There are 8 modules in it, and I want to give you all a quick breakdown of what it includes. So we discuss market research and analysis, crafting your USP, which is your unique selling proposition, building a strong brand, effective marketing strategies, online and offline. We talk about sales and customer acquisitions, financial management, business growth, customer retention, and more. That's what I mean when I say comprehensive. This course is amazing. 90 minutes of me going in depth on all of those topics, and it comes with a copy of the presentation. So that course is available right now on our website. It is only priced at $47, and it will only be priced at $47 for the next 47 people. After that, the price is going to increase. That's right, it's going to increase after the first 47 people catch it at the $47 sale. So y'all go to thejessicafields.com or click the link in my bio and you can download it and you'll get instant access. Y'all have an amazing Tuesday. I now have to get ready for my next clients that are coming in and take care of some other things. Y'all have an amazing day.